Hey guys, Grassman here, playing more Minor Gun Builder. Today I'm showing off builds for the next 10 ships. So that includes the backsword, container ship, prototype, practice launcher, radio seeker, scout, eco seeker, space shuttle, army launcher, and explorer. Right off the bat, these are in no way the strongest designs. I expect a lot of them are actually like underpowered. Well, there's probably a lot of easier, better designs if you want to like go to the server. I believe this game has a Discord server, so go to the Minor Gun Builder Discord server if you want better designs, or look up better designs, because these are certainly not the best designs, but I have done a fair bit of, I've tried a couple different things, and these are the best obvious designs I've found, though there probably are definitely better things you could do. Second, I don't actually have pieces in for these ones, because these are bigger ships, I haven't taken the time to put into pieces. So remember what I've talked about in the previous videos about how to most efficiently build your ship, and what I did for, these other previous ships back here. How you do, I think I set up some of these. Whatever, it's the multiplication rule. It's, have some AoE, some extra bullets, some pierce, and some extra damage to have best results. So for the backsword, this ship is a hard one. First off, you do have to have one of the up things, because you can only shoot sideways in the first place. Or you can do one of those missions where it gives you the space to actually use the AoE. That was one of the missions, and it was a very hard one. So, this one, while it seems to have a lot of room, I could not find a more efficient design that didn't involve a bunch of going through itself. I did have one, but it deleted itself. The game did not save one of these times, and so I lost the other thing I had made. But there was a design where basically, instead of having 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 straights and this one cross, it had, 6 straights and 2 crosses. So it was maybe slightly better, depending how valuable you consider the crosses. But this ship looks like it has a lot of space, but there is no good way to use it because of how cramped it really is. Quite cramped, and because of these 2 blocks, there's just no good way to use this space. This is a really bad ship. It's just not easy to use. Window is probably better than it. I built the window, right? Did it not save my window design? That's weird. Okay, container ship. So for this one, really most simple is best. A design like this, or this one, sometimes like this. It might depend, again, whether or not you have the turning 5 damage. For me, because I have that extra damage, I think I'd prefer going like this. But this one gives you a lot of straight ones. This is actually a pretty good one. It's shooting, close to on center still. It's not shooting way off to the side, even though the spawner is here. And it's giving you 3, 6, 10... 13 straight lines, which is a lot, plus all this extra damage, for a total of 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 extra damage. So lots of damage, lots of space. This is a very good ship, especially for more mid-game. Prototype, another very good ship. This one, I think this is one of the better designs. This is the design I used, at least. There is this weird B design. I think this was this was a challenge one. But this is the design I used. I used a lot of extra bullets. I wasn't following my own multiplication rule. And you can see I do still have some spaces. I think I had, bouncing or something in there. And I'm obviously missing, Pierce and stuff here. But this is a ship I did actually use. It was a good ship. It's got the three fire ports. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 main ones, and then a 6th at least in everything. Plus these 2 and this. So there's a fair bit of space. It does take a little bit of, copying. Obviously, I could take these ones out and replace them with single damage, and then just put the AoE here. It would be simpler. But, again, this isn't, how to do the inside pieces. Figure the inside pieces out for yourself. I've explained it in other videos how to do it. But this seems like one of the better ship designs. It goes back and forth. It uses almost all the space, and the rest of the space isn't really usable anyway. I think this is the best design. I think this is probably the best design for this ship, not including a bunch of, crossing. When you start... So the problem is, when you start, having the ability to go in loops, that really messes with what you think is the best design. This design could very easily be beaten by something that loops 3 times, and I just wouldn't know how to make that. So this is the best non-loop... I believe this is the best non-loop design. I don't think there is a better design that doesn't use loops. Because this one, I think, just uses the most space possible. There was, some calculation I talked about in my first most efficient video, about, which one is impossibly to be straight. And I think this uses the most possible straight lines, except for this and this. The most possible straight lines, except for where there's a cross, that can be done without loops. The practice launcher. So a lot of these are ships I hadn't built. I didn't build the backsword or container ship, never built the practice launcher, never used the scout, nor the space shuttle, army launcher, or explorer. But I have tried to build them. This one I'm in the middle of using for a challenge, so like the weird, like lots of extra weird damage thing that this is in, might look a little weird. But again, ignoring the actual pieces themselves, this is not a good ship either. It's incredibly difficult to build, and there's no good way to use a lot of the space. I can't find a way to use this without a bunch of, like, again, complicated crossing. I think I had built this one in, like, some weird crossing way to try and use those ones, but it ended up having a lot less straight ways than this anyway. So this is probably the best way, because it does give you a fair bit of straight spots. Although it does waste a fair bit of space, and it does only shoot out of one spot. Again, you could, like, add more shooting spots here, and then it would just depend, do you have these? And, of course, they wouldn't have all the buffs from over here, down the line. So they would only have the buffs from the first one. So, it depends what you want to do. I think this one's Next ship, Radio Seeker. This one, it doesn't have a lot of space. It's got, like, high fire rate, I think. Yeah, it's got 12.7 fire rate. Oh, God. I remember what this was. That was another challenge. So this seems like, again, without a bunch of complicated crossing, and these ships, the Extractor Seeker ship, or the radio ships, the blue ones are really good ones for crossing. This one, though, again, I'm not going to try and figure out what the most efficient crossing way is, because that's almost going to be down to luck. Just try 1,000 different things and see what works. But, sorry, play Clash Royale alarm. I believe this is probably the one that'll give you the most straight lines. So you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's still worse than the other ships, plus you need to sacrifice one of your straight lines because you can only shoot backwards or sideways. But this seems like the best possible straight line design without incorporating all the weird curves. All the weird, because I could build it so it, like, goes down here and then loops through here and then loops through here and loops through here again and then comes down here. But I don't know what damage it's going to do. It's going to be unreliable. It's going to depend, like, how much damage you're shooting off the start. For a later game character, for a later game person, that's probably a lot better, because it's, like, doubling damage a lot, and you're probably shooting a lot out of your base. But for an earlier game, it's not as necessarily as good. So if you want a design that loops a lot, like, even right there, just try going up, down, and then loop it through a bunch. But this is probably the best, again, straight line design. And for an early game player, this is probably the best design as well. Scout. This one's very complicated. This one gives us a lot of space to work with. This design is the design I've used. I only used the ship a little bit to get, like, extra high damage or something. I used a bunch of multiplies to try and unlock some of these. And I did unlock, like, a couple of these. I unlocked, like, this one or something like that. Not that one. I unlocked some of the medium ones. But for this ship, we do actually get a fair bit of space to use. So you go, so left, up. Here, it's actually good to do the double thing, because we have room to. Otherwise, we're just turning up. So we get the space to use the double thing. Then we get to come here. You could, like, replace this. No, you can't replace that with a loop. But you could just replace this with a turn if you want the extra damage from the turn, or if you can't afford one of these. These things are interchangeable. Again, you could just, like, put this as a two-way or just as a one-way, a turn. That's all that's needed. If you don't want to, like, if you don't have enough money for these, or if you want to have the extra damage, you can always just drop this one. Then it comes up here. This isn't supposed to be here. This one has to cross freely. What we can actually do is put another one of these things here. So it'll get damage boosted just going to the left. Or the right. And then left it goes through this thing. You could put, again, like, whatever here. Just doesn't matter. Don't know why that's there. But this one's actually pretty good because it does split a lot of ways. You can shoot 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 ways. So this one is pretty good and it does give you a lot of space. This is one of the better ships. Unfortunately, the very next ship is even better, the Eco Seeker. This one shoots out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 ways. So I think that's the same as the other one. But it's also... Is this one worse? No, it's got a higher fire rate, that's why. So, again, don't mind these. This was my design, but again, this was also before I realized the, like, good multiplication effect. Otherwise, I wouldn't have put in 4 of these extra bullet ones. I would probably put in a second Pierce and a second AoE. Or a third, I guess. But the best design is, again, that back and forth motion. I came up, I went back and forth a bit, and then I went here, and then it took 3 of these, and this would be a 4th. I didn't have it at the time before I moved on, but 4 of the 3 trip aways, and then just come around to the bottom here. And here as well, if you could, either trip away or turn, depending if you want the extra damage again. So it depends. 5 extra damage, I think this one's better, because there are no, like, extra damage things for me after this. There's no, like, double damage after these ones, so... And that will, like, depend. Like, is it going to be worth getting an extra bullet, or is it going to multiply a lot afterwards? But I think this is, again, the best design that uses all of these shooting spots, and that doesn't cross over itself. I know crossovers are also, like, expensive for early game players, so this is probably the best design that doesn't cross over itself. I think, like, I only gave the one example for the backsword that crosses over. If you don't want it to cross over itself, you can literally just leave this one blank or turn this the other way. Although, leaving it blank is probably better. Well, no, it wouldn't matter, because otherwise you'd get this one straight and this one straight, or you get both these straight. So it doesn't matter. But if you can't afford a cross, sometimes just leaving them works. And sometimes, like with the scout, just like put a turn here and have it turn left. Wrong button. So that's the Ego Seeker. Space Shuttle next. I should also inform you, this doesn't like matter to the ships. For any just like of my normal viewers, I'm gonna talk about this more in the next video. I'm gonna be gone for like the next couple of days, so I'm gonna try and record like 3 videos. I'm gonna try and upload them as often as possible. I'm not sure like what's gonna happen to the upload schedule. There might be a day or two where just nothing comes up, and there's no uploads. And it's just because I'm out. But I'll try and I'm gonna record a bunch of videos ahead of time and try and have them out in the normal times. Space Shuttle, good ship. It gives a lot of open space. This seems to be the best design I can find. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and then a 16 to those 2. It only requires 2 3-ways, and it only requires this, and it gives a lot of open space. You can put, like, all your normal stuff, tons of pierce, tons of AO, tons of extra bullet, tons of damage, and it create a fairly powerful ship. You probably do want, you do have to, again, sacrifice one of these to the up thing, because you have to have these, the 2 will be going left, and you want them going up. But fairly simple shape design, gives you a lot of space for only a cost of turns. I believe this one costed... I have like 11 of each in total, so it actually cost a whole lot of left turns. But it's fairly simple design. If you don't have enough to left turns, I mean, like, you can cut some stuff out, I guess. It was a lot of left turns just in this section. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's where all the left turns are coming in. So just like... cut out a section, you can always just turn straight to the left here, and then you cut out 1, 2, 3. But it is a fairly turn-heavy ship, especially for the left turns. If you have more right turns, you could just turn it the other way. It's like, it's interchangeable left and right. Of course, that does take the same amount of right turns. It would just flip how many turns of each kind you need. But, pretty good ship, gives a lot of straightaway space. And there's, again, probably a better way. Because I know there's ways, like, you could go straight up, and then you could go left, right, left, right, left, right, and get a whole bunch of crosses in. I don't know how good that would be. Maybe that's something we can test, because this actually looks like an interesting idea. And going, like, straight down from here, and then just crossing, like, this way, and then this way, and then this way, and then this way. You wouldn't quite be able to use all 5, but it could potentially add a lot of damage for a later game character. But again, I don't have time to test these. But this seems, again, like the best way for straight lines and for an early game player. And again, you can just leave this blank if you don't have one of these pieces. Final 2, Army Launcher. A mistake a lot of people might make is trying to go left and right between these. Oops. Don't try and go like left and right like this. Just go straight up and down. Just cut it out and go straight up and down. I assume you're not going to be able to afford 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these at the end. If you can't afford that many, just make it some straight lines or something. Just power as many as you can. A lot of these are optional. These 2, like this, a lot of them are optional. Just try and power as many as you can. And this is the best design for straight lines. Go up, down, and then up again. Do not try and go left and right. It wastes so much space. It's much better to go straight up and then straight down. You can also dip into the one here, because you only need to run it one way across. Finally, Explorer. This is the hardest ship has ever been to build. Like, some of the other ones took a while. Some of the other ones, like, took a while, or it was a challenge, or it was a separate issue. Purely on ship alone, this is the hardest ship I've ever had to build. Like, the Dead Star was just weird. I was just, like, doing circles, but it worked. This one was just hard, because I didn't know how to incorporate the space. I settled on going up here, left, down, up, here, and then, again, like I had said, the other one's crossing. This, I would not say is a good ship for a new player, because there's no good way to use the space where it's just straight lines. But if you're doing crosses, this is a lot of them. This is 7 crossings, which is only the amount, that's the entire amount I had, and I'm a fairly late game player. But 7 crosses, and then you get a fair bit of open space. You get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 to the right half, and then 11 plus 4 is 15 to the left half. Plus you get those extra 3 doubles. So it's a lot of doubling damage. I mean, I really have no clue how you'd build this one without these things. It's such a weird ship, because it goes up and then it goes left and right. If you discard the top part, even if you discard the top part, you're going here, then like you'd be going like down over here and then across like this and then over to here. It's a really weird ship design. Again, you do need the one up thing, so you lose one. But it's a weird ship design, and I couldn't find a good way to build it other than all the crossing. But let me know in the comments if you... And remember, I have a Discord too. My Discord will be in the description. So if you guys have better ideas, let me know in the Discord, let me know in the comments. Because this ship especially, I like... This ship, other than all the crossing, I could not figure out how to do it. So if you have ideas in the comments, or the Discord, let me know. I think from now on, I'm only going to do 5 ships at a time, because the next ones are getting really big. Like, these are some bigger, more complicated ships. So I'll probably do, like, the next 5, and then 5 again, and then 5 one more time. So there's not even that many left. We've got more than half of them now. There's, like, 31, I think. But, hope you guys enjoyed. If you have better ideas for any of the ships, let me know in the description. I always want to be able to improve, get the best of whatever I can. And if there is one big improvement, maybe I'll like put it in the next video if there's a big improvement for something I like really screwed up. If like one of these ships had something obvious I could have done better, just let me know in the comments. Because like this one again, like could easily very well have a better design that that's just too hard to figure out. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Remember, if you enjoy my content, be sure to like and subscribe. And I'll see you next time. Bye guys. Bye guys.